Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the rest of the chapter 1, that is chemistry, chemical reactions and equations, in which last time we have studied the types of reaction. Only one reaction we have discussed, that is combination reaction. Firstly, we will discuss here the types of reaction. How many types of reactions we have? Types of reactions, in which first we have combination reaction, which we have discussed. Combination reaction. Second is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Third is displacement reaction. And the fourth one is double displacement reaction. Now, in combination reaction, we have discussed that when two or more substances combine to form a single substance, that is called a combination reaction. Suppose C plus O2 combine to form CO2 with the evolution of heat. In combination reactions, the heat is evolved here, and the reaction in which heat is evolved, that is called exothermic reactions. The reactions in which heat is evolved, that are called exothermic reactions. Now the second one which we will discuss today, that is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. It is further divided into three types of reaction. First is thermal decomposition. Second one is photo decomposition. And the third one is electrolytic decomposition. Now the first one is thermal decomposition. Thermal means heat. The decomposition which is carried out in the presence of heat, that is called thermal decomposition. Let me take an example. For example, CaCO3. It is in solid form. It is called CaCO3, calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. When we provide heat to it, it breaks down to form CaO, that is solid, with the evolution of CO2, that is gas. CaO is called quicklime, and CaCO3 is called limestone. So these are the reactions which is carried out in the presence of heat. That means in which reactions we are absorbing heat, that are called endothermic reactions. Now we will take another example, the decomposition of lead nitrate. The decomposition of lead nitrate, it is happened in the presence of heat. It forms lead oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Here nitrogen dioxide, which is evolving here, it is of reddish brown fumes. In this reaction, fumes of reddish brown colors are formed. That fumes are of nitrogen dioxide. So it's a decomposition of lead nitrate and the decomposition of CaCO3, which are carried out in the presence of heat. These all are called endothermic reactions. Now the next one is, second is electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition is that the decomposition which is carried out in the presence of electricity, that is called electrolytic decomposition. For example, the decomposition of water. Initially we will take water. When we provide heat to it, electric current when we are providing to the water, it breaks down to form H2 gas plus O2 gas. Or it is also known by the naming reaction, that is electrolysis of water. In this, here it is an unbalanced reaction because in the reactant H2 here S2, oxygen is 1 here oxygen is 2. So we have to multiply it here by 2. 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen. Now the hydrogen becomes 2 into 2, 4. Here hydrogen is 2. So we have to multiply it here by 2. Now 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 2, 4. Hydrogen are equal. Oxygen 2, oxygen 2. Now the reaction is balanced now. Third type of reaction is photo decomposition. Photo decomposition. Photo means photons, that is in the presence of sunlight. Suppose we are taking silver chloride and we have provided sunlight to it. It breaks down to form silver plus chlorine. Initially the silver we are taking, it is of grayish color, silver color, grayish silver color. Sorry, it is of silver color, and after forming the reaction it becomes of gray color with the evolution of chlorine. Now it is an unbalanced reaction. To balance this, here chlorine is 2, here chlorine is 1, so we have to multiply it here by 2, and to balance the silver we have to multiply it by 2. So it's a balanced reaction now. The next reaction is, another one is displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is that reaction. It is a type of reaction. Suppose A plus BC to form AC plus B, in which the more reactive element displaces the less reactive element. That is called displacement reaction. For example, we will take the example of iron. When iron, that is in solid form, it reacts with copper sulfate, which is an aqueous solution. Iron is in the reactivity series, as it is known in the reactivity series, iron is more reactive than copper. So iron displaces copper and form iron sulfate, and copper is left there. So iron is more reactive than copper, it displaces copper because copper is less reactive than iron. Similarly, we have another example, zinc, that is solid. When it is dissolved in copper sulfate, that is aqueous solution, it forms zinc sulfate with the evolution of copper. Copper is solid here and it's an aqueous solution. To justify this equation, let us take a beaker. In this we have two test tubes. In test tube A or in test tube B. In test tube A we have copper sulfate solution, which is initially of blue color. When we dissolve iron nail in this copper sulfate solution, the iron nail, which is initially of grey color, when we dissolve iron nail inside this tube, it becomes iron sulfate. Sulfate is deposited on iron, that is of iron nail, and copper is left over here, which is of greenish color. So iron displaces the copper from copper sulfate solution and form iron sulfate. The nail which we are taking initially, and after that initially it is of grey color, and after that it becomes brownish red color because sulfate is deposited on iron. Now the next is, and the last one is double displacement reaction. Now the double displacement reaction is that reaction in which mutual exchange of ions takes place between the reactants and form new compounds. For example, sodium sulfate Na2SO4, that is in aqueous solution, when it is combined with barium chloride BaCl2, it forms barium sulfate with sodium chloride. Here we will see that in this Na2SO4, SO4 two negative ions, in this BaCl2, Ba2 positive ions. Here SO4 two negative ions, here Ba2 positive ions. You know that the charge specifying on the compounds, they are called the ions, either positive ions or negative ions, that is cations or anions. Now sulfate ions displaces here barium ions and form barium sulfate, which is in solid form, and form NaCl, which is in aqueous solution. So we have to balance this equation. Here Na is 2, here Na is 1, so we have to multiply it here by 2. Na becomes equal. Now Cl2, chlorine is also equal as sulfur. S stands for sulfur. Sulfur is 1 here, sulfur is 1 here. Oxygen is 4 here, oxygen is 4 here. Ba is barium is 1 here, barium is 1 here. Now the equation is balanced. Now all these are the types of reactions in which we have discussed about the different type of reactions by the presence of heat, either by evolving or by absorbing. So depending on that, we have different types of reaction, either endothermic or exothermic. Okay, thank you students.